again, Cornerstone Chats, Danny, Ashlyn, and Robert. And today we're going to be talking about hormones. Robert, what do you want to say about that to give us our intro?
I think you've done it.
Oh, did I do it? Right, see you guys in a minute. Right, so obviously talking about hormones makes some people uncomfortable. No, I'm only joking. Right, so I'll go first. I just want to talk about how it's going to happen no matter what. You don't have a say over it. Hormones release in your body. They're chemicals that we need to have our body function. And sometimes it feels like they make us go a little bit insane or out of control, but it's normal to have all of that racing through your body. It's just chemicals. It's chemicals that help you develop and help you grow. Some of them are sexual hormones. So those are sexual chemicals that release in your body at a certain age. Like for boys and girls, it's different, but they release. And the reason why they release is because they're helping you to develop. So things in your body start changing, which is why you start seeing physical changes happen. Don't need to go in detail here. You can talk about them in biology class. But anyways, so these changes start happening, and those, especially sex hormones, will start creating different functions in your body that will make you feel a little bit out of control, and they will affect your brain and how your brain functions. Those are sexual hormones though, but we have hormones throughout our whole body. Hormones that kind of stimulate, the chemicals stimulate in your brain different reactions to different things for your body to function. So that would be like heart function, liver function, kidney function, brain function, all those kinds of things. And those hormones sometimes influence, especially when you are going through puberty, a lot of them will influence your mental health. So they'll influence, depression and anxiety and all that. So even as a young person feeling depression and anxiety can be normal because your hormones are just fluctuating up and down, even more so for females, for girls, because with your cycle coming on, it will start really taking you through a lot. So it's all normal. It's all good. You can't call it bad. It's good because it helps make you who you are. And it's just learning how to maybe navigate. Like we always talk about navigate becoming who you are and how you become that person, because you can take that and you can ride hormones out to Crazyville, or you can learn to harness a lot of it and come up with some skills to navigate into even better health. Like the thing with hormones during puberty and young adulthood is that if you learn to navigate that in a really healthy way, when you come into adulthood, you can also learn to navigate. You adapt better per se. So there we go. That's like some little facts. Yeah. What would you like to say?
I think the navigation is a really good way of putting it, because at certain stages in your life, you're going to have this wave of hormones at you. And teenage years, that is like the tsunami of hormones hitting you.
Tsunami.
Like really hitting you. And I like to think of the Bible story of Peter walking on the storm. And I'm going to use that as a metaphor in the terms of hormones. Because sometimes before a storm, everything's calm, everything's nice. You've got those good hormones that are making you feel like you're chill. But then waves come and the storm comes in, and we are overwhelmed with a lot of hormones that are running through our brain and through our bodies to make us think things that we normally don't think, make us feel things we normally don't feel, or we feel and think a certain way before, but it's heightened to like an nth degree. So if you feel a little bit sad, it could be like a really strong feeling of sadness. And we are navigating through this, and as we're growing up into young adults and adults, is you're learning the skills and the tools to help combat these things. And one of the things being a Christian is you find that anchor, that constant, that thing that you can just help better yourself mentally, emotionally, or physically. And for Christians, that is Christ. And through the storm, when Peter's walking out on the storm, he feels scared, he's overwhelmed, he sees everything around him, he's experiencing everything. But once he focuses in on Christ and just sees only Christ, everything's calm and relaxed. But when he takes his eyes off of Christ, everything's overwhelming again. And I think for us, when we're navigating, when we find the right tools through hormones, we're able to find that channel to be really content and to be really focused, and that will help us. Now, it's going to be a big storm. It will be, because we've all experienced that. But that, as Danny said, they're good. They're normal. They help us grow and develop us into who we are. But one tool that I want you guys to learn is find that constant. And as Christians, that's God. But if you're not, then there's other tools that you could use to help keep your mind focused.
Well, what are those tools?
I would say a lot of people say running. Running can help because it produces certain hormones. So exercise, and people take meditation, but then the Christian meditation is just the same. You're focusing in on something. Christians say God. There's the sleep, eating right, drinking water,
expressing yourself.
Yeah, like finding
feeding yourself well.
Yeah, finding ways to help. So in actual fact, when you read the Bible, a lot of times they've took inspiration from the things God told us to keep us in check, and they've just called it a different name. But Christians are like, that's all from God. Like God's the thing that keeps us right. God's the thing that keeps us anchored. And that's for me, that's one thing that you need to really do, especially with hormones, is know that it's okay, it's normal, and just find the thing that anchors you.
Well, I think I have a Bible verse that perfectly sums up, although you use like a biblical story, as like I have one specific one that's like 2 lines long, and it just really sums up what we are trying to, I don't want to say tell you what to do, because we are not going to sit here and be like, you must do this and you must do that, but we're here to give advice, to give insight, to give like our prior knowledge to help you kind of navigate these waters using the same metaphor that you used before. So it's Romans 13 verse 14, and it says, instead, clothe yourself with the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ, and don't let yourself think about the ways to indulge your evil desires. So although evil desires and indulge, these all sound like such scary words, but they're not. Like, I'm not very good at different languages, so we're not gonna like go into the Greek and stuff, because that's just not me. But what it's saying is when you find yourself in this situation of complete overwhelming, it's not just gonna be the once, it's not just gonna be one like little blip in your timeline, it's gonna be constant. And what Robert was saying using the metaphor, and what I'm saying using this verse, is in this moment, when you feel so ridiculously overwhelmed by life, by your hormones, by sad hormones, or by any kind of hormone that you can think of, if you are overwhelmed, what we are saying here is focus on Christ. Put on a worship song, pray in your head, read your Bible, get a Bible app on your phone, do whatever you can to completely immerse yourself in the presence of the Lord, because then you'll be rescued, then you'll walk on the water, and then you will be calm. Your heart will be calm, your brain will be calm, and there's practical ways to do that. Like I said, worship songs, or even if you've got that one Christian friend, or maybe you've got a few, you go to them, you say, hands up, I'm struggling, I feel really overwhelmed right now, pray with me, calm me down.
I think I want to put a disclaimer in here really quick, just to say that sexual desires are not evil, okay? They're not. They're normal. I think what we're talking about is when we want to like rage attack and like over sexualize other people because it makes us feel good, or take all these impulses to the extreme, because they are normal. Sexual desires are normal, sexual feelings are normal, sexual fantasies, sexual dreams, all of it's normal. But when it becomes abnormal is when it starts to impede on another person. So, or you start to, sexualize people that shouldn't be sexualized, or you start taking things, is that a good explanation of taking things too far? I'm not sure. There might be more there that you want to add to that. Or taking sadness and anxiety too far, in the sense that you become its prisoner, not its owner. So these things are all hormone induced, right? So what you're learning to do is through meditation, through prayer, through talking, through acknowledging, what you're doing is you're using techniques like Robert was saying, writing, running, art, whatever it is, that thing that really lets you express yourself. You're taking that God-given thing and you're using it to its fullest benefit rather than it using you.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is you're starting to give yourself some impulse control, because what you're not doing is you're not following through on the impulse of to do it, and then you want to do it more, and then you want to do it more, because like a drug, it starts to be overwhelming. What you start doing is you start putting boundaries on the impulse, and then eventually as you grow as an adult, you have more boundaries on overly feeling sad, overly feeling depressed, overly feeling anxious, overly feeling sexualized, and you start to put these little control factors in as habits, and then your brain starts to build patterns, and you start developing ways to have self-control over some of those issues, so that as you become an adult, you're not following all your impulses, and you're not sexualizing every female or male that you see coming by, and you're not sexualizing things that you shouldn't, and you're not using people as tools, you know, to fulfill your fantasies. You're not using your own mental health as something to become a prisoner to. So you're taking the control. That's all a process. Takes time.
Yeah.
Totally takes time. Like Robert was saying, you know, it's like a storm. Some days it's gonna like come rushing in, and some days it's gonna just be chill. And it's finding your chill place, like Ashlyn was talking about, that chill place with God, and that chill place, and trying to find a better way to express yourself, become an amazing athlete. Like we were talking to the kids the other day, we were doing Alpha Course, and we were talking to the kids the other day about what do you want to be famous for?
Yeah.
And one girl was like, I want to be famous for loving God. Another one was, I want to be famous for helping others. Another one was, I want to be famous for being a fashion designer. Another one was, I want to be a gaming designer. I want to be an artist. You know, what do you want to be used for? Start developing that now. And use your hormones to your benefit, because hormones are expressive, you know, they help you. So hormones are not to be feared.
But I think the key word in that verse that Ashlyn was saying is the word indulge. And in that word indulge is you're acting on the impulse, you're running with it, and you're letting that hormone be the driving seat in your mind.
Good stuff.
And it isn't. You're the driving seat.
Yeah.
You're the one that can control it.
You're the master of your ship.
Yeah. Like you're the master of it.
You are the
And-
captain. We're going with water metaphors
you're the
this time.
captain
So, like-
of your
captain.
So with that, like when it's talking about the evil desires, it isn't just sexual. It's, as Danny says, it's the anger. It could be the
Hate.
sadness, the hate. It's letting
coming
that
through.
be the main thing in your life and taking it with you, because you're a human being. You're unique. You have all these different things, not just one hormone, all in. And it's like that film Inside Out, where they're all trying to take
they're all
control
fighting.
of the control panel. The ultimate, your mind is the control panel, and submit that to God. Let Him be the control, because He knows you more than anybody else. He
Yeah.
knows your tools that will help you stay calm and focused and be the captain that you need to be for your ship.
Yeah, I think that's good, because we're learning that the water metaphor is good. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But Robert gets it as well, because he's a school teacher, so he goes through loads of kids not practicing impulse control, which is normal as well, because that's hard. But yeah, I think it's a really good discussion we had. I like little good chat from Cornerstone.
So to end it, hormones are good.
Yeah.
They're normal. And 2, find something that controls or centers you. And 3rd, if you're Christians, let that anchor be God.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think so,
Have a
yeah.
good day, guys. We love you. Bye.
Bye.